So finally, the last thing you got to do when you're doing a big design drawing thing is do your dimension drawings. So from here, we can actually go right to dimension drawing. If we go here, we go to drawing, and we can do one from the animation actually. And we're going to create a new sketch. Um, I'm going to say we can probably do this on an A size sheet. So we're going to go with that. And I'm going to click OK. And let's see, how does it look as a half scale? Full scale, I think, would have been too big. So we're going to do half scale. I just hate how big the border is. Okay, so we're just going to change a couple things. We want this to be like that. This is going to come down a wee bit. Okay. I'm actually going to put another view in of the regular cube from the northeast. So I'm going to leave the assembled one and the exploded view. And then I want a table. From here, I want it to be automatic. It is enormous. We will fix that in a second. It does do all the balloons and everything, though. But I don't think it's going to need to be that big. Whoa, don't want the border. I'm just going to move this. And if we double click on the parts list here, there we go. I can just go in really quickly and I do not need to know the description and I do not need to know the material for any of these things. And now we're in a much more reasonable space here with my parts list. So I can actually take the parts list now. And can I do move? Move. And I think with move, I can go here to here. And I can snap that in the corner. That's great. And I can actually, if I get in here, I think I can do grips on points and things. And just make the whole chart a little smaller. But this should be fine. Definitely had it in the right spot. Move. This. I want to go from this point to this point. Okay, done. The only thing we got to do in here is these balloons are not well placed. You do not want the balloons running off of the border like this. So I'm just going to try to place the balloons well without them crisscrossing. And as you can see, there should be one balloon for every part. You can move the arrows too. So sometimes the arrows have to come out from where they were. Great. 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 This project is the Soma cube, and this would be the Soma cube assembly. And your name should be in all capitals. Everything you do should be in all capitals. So like my name is Dan Braun. I don't think I can do anything about the October. Can I? I can, but it's annoying. Okay, so I got that. If you had a cool logo, you could put it in here. And from here, what I do is I start adding new sheets. So I'd add a new sheet. It does save things. You see it says sheet 2. And all here I would say is, I'd start naming what things I wanted to mention. So I would actually start by bringing the cube in. And then we've got work to do. So maybe we were going to dimension the V first. So we turn everything off except for the V. And there we go. And we would say Soma cube V block. And we're going to dimension each of the blocks. So we'd say Soma cube V block. And then we would go through and we would project our 3 views for the V block. So and so. Click OK. We double click. We want the style to be this way for all 3 of the views except for this one. which we would say like that. And then we would go and dimension these. And when we are dimensioning our blocks, we make sure that we are covering the total height, width, and depth. And we always prefer to dimension on the contours. So when I am dimensioning this, I would dimension this on the contours for the front view because this has contours and this one doesn't. So that is the preferred method of dimensioning. You also want your dimensions to go on the inside of your object, not on the outside of your object. So like the dimension should be on this side, not this side. Ideally, like this one should be either in between or on the inside. It should not be on the outside like this. You want, whenever possible, oops, all your dimensions to kind of be inside this imaginary box, not outside, whenever possible. And then for the depth, it doesn't matter. Neither of them have contours, so we would do the depth for this one, either here or here. So that is a fully dimensioned block. And then I would make a new sheet. And we would continue on. We would go and get our whole Soma cube. We would drop it. We would click OK. Make sure we do that one. And then I guess we'd do the L next. And we might have to go rotate. And we will. So for the L, I do not like which face I've got on this. So I might start looking around at which faces I should be doing. I'd say the top is fair. I might be able to move it. Oh, it doesn't really matter. I would actually, if we had to move it, we could do this. And there's a rotate to tool we could use. This is fine. I would prefer this piece on the other side. So I might see if the bottom looks like that. Yes. So this is my preferred way. It gives us the longest overall side first. Excuse me. And then from there we would project the other two views and the isometric. Click OK. Shade the isometric. And the dimensions for this are going to be very similar. Once again, this is the contoured view, so we would have the dimensions for the contoured view or on the contoured view because that is the proper procedure. So both the height and the width on this one, and then just so I am not discriminating against the top view, I will put the dimension for the depth on the top view. So right here, and once again, we prefer that to be on the inside instead of the outside. Now, this software doesn't always dimension the best compared to some other softwares, but we do try when we can. So that's the V block, and we just keep moving on through. So I'm not going to do much more talking, I don't think. I'm just doing this so you guys can kind of see if you're totally helpless and you like that security blanket of Mr. Braun going through it with you. Okay, so I got this. I've done V, I've done L. So I guess T is next. Okay, and that's definitely going to be rotated. So we got T block. Boom. And finish properties. And let's rotate this. And I definitely know, nope, I want it to be the other way, bottom. Is that the bottom? And that's the top? Is there another option? Front, back, left, right, no. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can rotate this. Because I do not want to dimension it like this. I would prefer flipped 180. is rotate. And I'm going to take this point and I'm just going to rotate it. That is the most proper way to do dimension something of this nature. There we go. More better. All right. Color the isometric, close, and here we go. Now this one's got more dimensions to throw on here, so do the overall, 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to actually do something, 1, 2. Okay. So I got my dimensions here. So there are all my height, or my width, and now I'm going to do my overall for height, which is right here, and then the height for this piece right here. And notice I'm going to come in and I'm going to fix the two. We do try to equally space the dimensions as best we can. We don't like them if they're not equally spaced. Dimensioning is to try to make things clear and easy to view. So if someone wanted to reproduce it, they would be able to. You do not want to clutter your drawings. Okay, so once again, perfectly dimensioned drawing. There should be no drawing dimensions out here, no dimensions down here. We have no dimension on the inside of a drawing, and the largest dimension is always on the outside. So that's the next one. We got 4 pieces left. Let's continue on. Base view, click OK. 1, 2, 3, and now we're on the Z, I guess. Okay. Oh, so that's a Z. There's really no good way to dimension this Z, no matter how I orient it. I would probably rotate it, to be honest. I'd have it go 90 degrees. Either way, it doesn't matter. It's not ideal in terms of a shape to dimension, but we're going to get by. So here we go. I'm going to project my top, my side, and so this one's tough because it's got this dimension down here. We're actually going to have to dimension that down there, and that's okay. We avoid it whenever we can. So I'm going to do my overall. I'm going to do this dimension right here, and then I'm going to do the other dimension on the bottom instead of cutting up through. So instead of cutting up through like this, I'm just going to do this one on the bottom. It is not ideal, but I'm going to say that's okay for you guys. And then I'm going to do my height here and my overall height, sticking with the contoured view to do the heights, whereas the other two are not contoured views. Okay, and then this and this are the same, they're on the same plane, so I don't have to do a dimension out there to the side. So there you have that. All right, and then I need my depth. I'm going to do it on this view right here. So that is that shape. That's all buttoned up and done. Next shape. And I do think this is one of the biggest flaws of this software, that you have to do it this way, but we will get by. Okay, so here, this is A. Let's project the view, see if I'm actually okay with leaving it like this. Okay, do we have hidden views in here, or hidden lines? Okay. We never dimension to the hidden lines, but it's good to acknowledge that they're there. I'm going to click OK. I do have contours on this one. Let's see, do I want this as the right side? And that's on the bottom. We're going to go with this. That wouldn't be a bad front view either. I can't win no matter what I do, so I'm going to do the depth dimensions here because it's contoured, obviously. Okay, and I can actually do these dimensions for the height here because it is contoured. So this is acceptable. So that covers that and that. And then this dimension, I cannot do the hidden line, but since I got that post here, I can do my length dimensions here and here off of this view. And that covers just about everything. Okay. And I believe the next one is going to be the same, but different. So I think this one is B, right? Yes. This one is B. And no. Move it back. Left. We're going to go with left. Okay, and we're going to project. 1, 2, 3. And here we go. And this one is kind of how I wanted the other one to be. But that is their nature. So that's that view. Here and here. Okay, I'm just gonna, oops, just want to move the 1. Okay. Uh-oh. Oh, okay, my mouse came back. Thought everything was asunder. I'm gonna do my depth on the top view because it's contoured and it doesn't break any of the rules to do it there. And there are so many rules. So there we go. Contoured Soma cube going. Good. And I think that's it. And we'll go to the last and final drawing. So plop this in here. Dimension. And get rid of all of the other views. Great. I definitely don't like which views presented there. So let's see. The right, no. Back, better. Left, no. Bottom? I'm gonna go bottom. What about top? I'm gonna go with bottom. Bottom is the way I would choose to draw this. It's only the bottom of how it's assembled, but it is the bottom is the view I would most like to present. Yeah. I think I actually have to go back to a couple of my drawings. Let's see. Like this one, I'll get this one. I think I might have missed doing this on one of my other sheets. So this is P. I think on the previous sheet, let me see. Yeah, I'm still like, I got like the T block going on. So this was B. Oof. And T block, this was A. Sorry for this like side trip down previous drawings. I know that's not what you were looking for. And here we go. Z. And that is the T block. Okay. So on this final one, we just got to do a couple dimensions. Every face is contoured, so I can do dimensions on any face. But I'm going to do them on the 2 that I've been doing on the front view. I'm going to continue doing on the front view because the front view should have the most dimensions if possible. And here we go. And then I feel like I have more space over here, so I'm going to do the depth dimensions off of the top view. Okay, so this finishes our trip of journey, I should say, of dimensioning for the Soma Cube. All sheets are dimensioned. You're ready to hand it in. All you have to do now is you have to export the PDF with line weights. You could say to open the PDF, but export it as all sheets. It will not export on your Chromebooks if you're using the web browser. It will only export if you're on a desktop. So this is definitely something you should do in class. And I'm going to export all the sheets. I'm going to click OK. I'm going to save it. The exporting saves to your computer. That's why I think it doesn't do it on the Chromebooks. So I'm going to save it to my desktop as Soma Cube PDF. I'm going to hit save. And if yours looks like mine, it'll all be good. I'm going to go through this now and find a mistake. I am certain. So let me go see if my desktop has that. There it is. All right, so let's see. What do I got? This one looks good. Nothing's crisscrossy. That's fine. That's good. This looks good. This is a very simple shape to dimension, so I don't see there being any issues. This is the only one that's minorly difficult to dimension. All the rest of them look okay. So I hope this was helpful. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. But this is what you'll be turning in on Google Classroom, the PDF you export. Okay, remember, all capital letters. Good luck.